jumping right in. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. We're about to get started here with Blake, Capital Concepts. Good. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert with Mr. Texas Real Estate, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We're here with our good friend Blake Yarborough from Capital Concepts, and let's get the plugs right out of the way. Top of the hour. Why don't we give them your phone number and the website to go to?
Phone number is 713-651-9500 or toll free at 877-651-9500. The website is 4smartmoney.com. That's the number 4smartmoney.com.
I love that website. That's awesome.
So we have offices in Houston and Dallas. We serve all over Texas, and then we're looking to add a few states in the next 2 months or so.
Excellent. So, I'll come back to that.
Yeah.
So you were just talking to me. So first, I think everyone wants an update on the ranch. How we doing on the ranch?
Well, I closed on the ranch on my
I
daddy's
saw the picture, man.
100th birthday, which is a big sentimental deal for me.
Wow, that's great.
He died when I was 20, and here I am 50 now, but it just happened. We were able to pull it off. I'm excited. I haven't been able to enjoy it much lately. The weather's been tough, and I had a partial knee replacement
Youch.
on the 23rd of December. So that's kind of was a last minute add-on there, but I'm kind of hobbling around. I'm getting around. We're going to the ranch either tomorrow night or Saturday morning. The kids are excited to go and stuff like that. But,
when do the deer come?
I need to quit buying deer.
You told me what the original number was, and it sounds like
I've grown.
Yeah, 2.5x at that point.
Yes. Just in case my wife hears this, I'm not going to put a number on it, but let's just say there's houses in Katy that are new construction houses in Katy that are at that price point.
Wow, that's some expensive deer right there.
It's about 18. Right now it's at 17 bred does, but they're all top genetic does. I'm going to be trying to sell to other ranches and I guess it'll be another income source when I get older. You know what?
For guys like us, everything in our life's an income source, right?
Well, don't tell me to cut expenses. Tell me go make more money.
Make more money. I'm 100% agree with you there. I'm still going to talk about the ranch. So I had I'm from California, originally from New Jersey, 2 blue states. Right now I'm here in big red state, and I've lived on all 3 coasts, right? And I was talking to someone back in California, and their climate change and all this stuff. And I said, hey, I'll just pose a question to you. Who do you think is more into conservation? A hipster on the west side of L.A. or a hunter in Texas? And they're like, well, we're all about blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nope, you don't understand. These people have a real affinity to what's going on with the land. They don't want it messed up. They don't want oil spills on their land. They don't want contamination sites. They don't want any of that stuff. And I was like, I know a guy who just bought a big-ass ranch, and he's going to breed deer, right? And he's going to be one of the best stewards of that land. And I think when it comes to guys like you, it's not just to hunt them. It is really to make that land as not just a business profitable, but as effective and efficient for the wildlife that are on there.
Well, one of the things is deer breeders. I mean, with how big deer hunting is in Texas, we wouldn't have enough deer if there wasn't for deer breeders.
Right.
And I was originally thinking about just growing some deer for my ranch and stuff, but now my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, and she said, Daddy, are you just growing them to shoot? And so, all right, I've changed plans. So I'm actually buying very high genetic, top genetic deer. I mean, the best I can get my hands on, basically.
Great.
Now, I'm saying that. I was at a deer auction last weekend. Somebody paid $140,000 for a
deer auction.
Somebody paid $140,000 for one deer.
Wow.
One doe. bread dough, but still. Anyway, it's just, but they're all monster deer. I'm going to try to sell to other ranches and possibly other breeders to improve their herd. And, you know, it's just you introduce superior genetics to a ranch, and then all their deer will start looking bigger, stronger,
Right.
healthier, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Rogan has this thing. He's like, you know, what we do when we hunt is the cleanest form of end of life. He's like, because these deers will rot and they'll break a leg and they'll lay there in misery for days until they finally die. And he's like, we're real stewards of the land when it comes to, you know, making sure that they're end of the life. And we're not killing babies. That would be stupid, right?
But unfortunately, too many bubbas out and shoot them just 'cause it could be a yearling, you know, just a real young deer that's going to be big one day.
Yep.
But they shoot it before it gets big, and then, you know, they lessen the genetics on their ranch. And but no, I've had to kind of change.
You've become a steward of the land, my friend.
Steward of the land.
Steward of the land, absolutely. Now, are hogs natural on your ranch? Or
It's a high fence ranch, so
do you think most of them are out, or do you think there's...
I think almost all of them, or all of them, I hope are out. But I found out there's coyotes digging under, so if you let the coyotes come, then the hogs will come. So I will not be a steward of coyotes.
So hogs, you can hunt them or take them down any time of the year, correct? In Texas, because they're a nuisance.
Yep.
Yep.
Same with coyotes. So there was a little dead doe got it killed by a coyote on my ranch, and so I'm going to try to find it.
Got it. Oh, got it. And so, how about? Is there any water? Do you have?
Yeah, I have 4
some
lakes
fishing
out
spot?
there: a
Wow.
10-acre lake, a 6-acre lake.
What are those? What are in the? What will you stock those lakes?
Well,
with?
no, they're already stocked. They're a hybrid, Florida hybrid bass, and some other nice stuff. And
Great.
things.
So, how many loans do you have to do with Capital Concepts to get invited to the ranch? Because I think that's what most people are thinking about right now.
I don't know if most people think. The great thing about the ranch is that
No, I'm telling you, they're thinking
from where
about
we
the
are
ranch.
right now, give or take an hour, 15 minutes.
That was amazing to me. It's closer than Corpus. Because I have a beach house in Corpus. I absolutely love the beach. So that's my retreat. And you're almost a third of the time that it takes me to get?
I've got some properties on the west end of Galveston, and the ranch is actually closer. Those are about an hour and a half from here, and the ranch is about an hour 15. It's actually closer.
Wow.
So, like tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to drive there, drop off a 4-wheeler, come back, work, and might go back later that day. But
Nice.
anyway.
Well, I'm telling you, everyone is talking about the ranch. So just so you know, but we're gonna get into the loans. We're talking. You just told me the numbers on a 30-year. We'll get into that in the next segment here. But is this the ranch? Is this the one you're like, hey, okay? Or is there possibly another bigger ranch in the future? Or if
There's another neighboring 140 acres.
If you
I'm
get a
going to
knock
be trying
and say,
to.
hey, there's 140 I'm about to put on the market.
No, there's 140 acres next door to mine that I'm going to try to buy.
Nice.
And then, I can't afford it. There was a 894 acre
Oh,
ranch,
woe is you, Blake.
which was like $8 million or something like that. I like. So, but I was thinking about it. I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. I'm good at finance.
So you got me motivated again. I started looking up at land in Vermont. I like winter camping. I like camping in the snow, snowshoeing.
Well, we had
cross
snow
country
here a
skiing.
couple days ago.
I heard it. Yeah, it disappeared by the time I drove back from Corpus. But yeah, I started looking at some land up there. So we'll have some off-air conversations about that. But let's give them the plug again. So if they want to get in touch with you, if they're looking for some loans, we're going to get into the loans next. I promise. I just wanted the ranch update. Give them the plug again.
Check us out online at 4smartmoney.com. That's the number 4smartmoney.com, or call us local in Houston at 713-651-9500, or 877-651-9500. Nope. Yep. That's right.
You're good. And by the way, that's the best website for any money, guys.
We got hard money, we got conventional,
Yeah.
we got portfolio. We do it in house. Some hard money lenders out there, nobody wants to start hard money and go in conventional. We've been conventional for now 22 years.
Yep.
We added hard money. It's a competitive advantage, and then we're investors ourselves. So that kind of separates us from Street Corner Mortgage Company.
Perfect. Hey, we'll be back from the break. Hang out.
Thank you.
Yeah, people love they want to know about the ranch, Blake.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny.
Listen, we have to, yes. Hey, listen, here's my deal, and understand where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Everyone sits here and fucking talks rates.
Yeah.
Like, we get it, right? And there are hundreds of people out
Sell
there
them on the dream.
that want to, they want to know how you did it. They want to connect with you on a personal level. Everyone's got rates. Everyone's on Facebook with rates. Everyone's on LinkedIn with
Okay.
rates. That's
So
bullshit.
look,
So, well, hold on. When we come back, we want to talk about.
I've got a big house because of real estate.
Yes, absolutely.
I got the ranch because of real estate. I started my own hard money company because of real estate. So,
Let's bring us in.
yep.
Hey, welcome back. This is Robert with Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network with our good friend Blake Yarborough from Capital Concepts. It's 4smartmoney.com, the number 4. I love that URL. It's awesome. And give him the phone number, the national phone number, the toll-free one.
The toll-free number is 877-651-9500, which is the same prefix as our local number, which is 713-651-9500.
Awesome. So we talked about the ranch. You got that because you got involved in real estate fairly early, right?
Well, I think I touched it on last time. I
Yep.
got out of real estate out of desperation. Well, I've always had an affinity for it, but I became a buy and hold guy and really jumped in hard back around 11, 12 years ago.
Yep. No, well. Yep.
And, I mean, yeah, income's good, but the wealth creation from the real estate
Much better.
is what's helped me start my hard money lending business. It's what I pulled out, $500,000 to put down payment on my house. I put a very large chunk down, 1.2 million down on my ranch. And it's not my income that did that, because I guess I'm not a saver. I don't let money sit. I'm always buying.
Energy needs to move. Yep.
Right. But the combination of the constant acquiring properties and then principal pay down on shorter amortizations and stuff like that, every handful of years you can go ahead and do a large equity extraction or harvest your equity, so to speak.
Sure.
And it's done some wonderful things in my life. I mean, unbelievable.
All right, so let's talk about rates, and let's talk about just very specifically best play in this market. You think is, you just said you're doing some flips. Have the flippers dried up? Have the mom and pop guys just sort of disappeared, and some of these deals are out? Because we found one on the MLS yesterday. We have it under contract. We think there's it's a 68% deal.
Well, 68 deal for you may be a 75 for somebody else.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of, I see wholesalers making mistakes all the time on rehab budgets, or somebody that doesn't know where to kick for rehab.
Yep.
So that might make a few percentage difference. Now,
Sure.
This market, you might have to sort through more deals because it is more of a seller's market. But, real estate's an inflation hedge. And you keep on devaluating the dollar.
Yep.
And it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. And then when you pull those cash outs, it's not a taxable event. Of course, you got to feed the engine from flips every now and then.
Yep.
So, it's a dance. But I think there's still money out there. I've got some flips that, because it's such a seller's market, I'm setting the price point for houses I'm selling in. I'm closing on one Wednesday that's $13,000 higher than any square footage in that neighborhood is sold for. I sold one in Briargate. The FHA appraisal, I was selling for $200, which is higher than anything. The FHA appraisal came in $183. I said, no. Put it back on the market. Conventional appraisal came back $200. There's something right there, though.
Yeah, let's dig into that.
Yeah, okay. So, first of all, push the market and all that other stuff. But FHA appraisals tend to be a lot more conservative. And I got to bite my tongue on what I say about different loan programs. But
in general, Blake.
I like conventional appraisals. Versus FHA appraisals. They tend to come in better for us. Let me just say that. Like on our hard money loan to refi clients, when we don't seem to have a problem with value, but when you go these big national lenders, well, they don't care, and you can't argue the appraisal and stuff like that. And I've seen people not come back and not be so happy.
Right.
But that doesn't seem to happen with me. But yeah, just because an appraisal comes in low, here's another nugget. On one that I'm closing in a couple days, once again, I'm setting the market on it. First, it was a conventional appraisal. First one came in $239 sales price. Amazing how that happens. The second appraisal, the appraiser came back at $239, but then the review appraisal came in at $232. They're like, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, I notice your borrower is putting down 10%. Have her change her loan to 95% financing and bring the additional money to the table.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's actually,
so on a conventional borrowers, a lot of times they might have more money than an FHA borrower, and I was able to make that happen with that.
Right, so we're talking about the difference between a conventional loan and an FHA loan. An FHA has got more government regulations and they're a little tighter on the appraisals, and the conventional is going to be
also the FHA appraisal is also a mini inspection report too.
Yes, right, because you need to hit the FHA minimums, right? So you need to make sure there's screens and all these other operating stove and all these other little things that if you're going to be federally backed, you have to make those requirements. Yes, so. So just kind of know where the exit is. And, I think a lot of flippers lose because they're not working with lenders on the way out. They're just assuming that they're bringing their own. And it would be smart for flippers to come to you and say, hey, I'm going to put your sign in front of the building that if anyone who walks up to our open house, they need to call you guys and get it because you're going to make sure that you know where our numbers are going to be. Now, you have nothing to do with the appraisals.
Yeah, you got to watch how you say that.
You have nothing to do with the appraisals, but you're part of the team and understand what's happening on the flip than some guy who's in Colorado.
Also, we'll be able to give you a real approval letter and if the borrower is actually approved.
Right. Yes.
For instance, today I told the lady send me a release of earnings money.
Yep.
She's near the end of the third party finance, FHA.
Yep.
And the approval letter I guess wasn't a good approval letter. It says, they need another co-borrower or co-signer on the loan.
Goodness.
So in other words, it's starting over, and I just said, look, go ahead and send me a termination. They give us one more day, but I have no confidence in it. I want to go ahead and find another buyer instead of stringing it out.
Well, the point I'm making is it's wide open. Everyone and their mother is doing mortgages now, right? And everyone's a hard money lender. Everyone's a mortgage lender. It's all out there, and it's all. I got this, and most of them are just really funnel machines, right? Because we talk to those guys too, and everyone's shopping. And what they don't realize is, and I always say this, is the sales guy doesn't approve your loan. Sales guy just gets you to commit, right? And so if you're not working with a good mortgage guy who can help you qualify the folks that are coming in, then you really are susceptible. I used to do, when I flipped in California, I'd get all these, hey, here comes a guy, and I would say, okay, I'm going to have you call my mortgage guy, and for $100, he just reviews it to make sure that he thinks that mortgage is solid.
Well, it kind of makes me think. I went to Bank of America. That doesn't mean you have a good loan officer. It means you could have got somebody that just walked in the door 2 weeks ago and just got his license.
Who paid $30 for the lead.
Versus somebody that's an experienced guy that has a reputation and blah, blah, blah.
Right. Guy could have paid $100 for the click. All of a sudden, he's the main loan officer.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna come back for break here, but why don't you go ahead and just give us your 4smartmoney.com. Love it.
The number 4smartmoney.com.
The number 4smartmoney.com, and then give me your phone number so they can reach out to you.
Locally, I'm going to give the two local numbers this time. Local in Houston is 713-651-9500. And speak to Sean, Helena, Jake, any of those guys. And or else Kerry up in Dallas, his number's 972-573-9201.
Awesome. Hey, we'll be back, guys. Now it just got cold in here.
I got a house in Bear Creek over there.
Nice.
Oh, what do you call it? It's those Irish. Glen. Oh, this was an old memory from 3 years ago. A panhandler wearing a mink. And he was all tattooed face and stuff like that.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway.
Yep, bring it in. Hey, everyone. Thank you for joining and hanging out today. We are certainly appreciative that you guys spend some time with us every night. If you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you very much. If you're listening to podcasts, you're awesome. And if you're listening live on the radio, it's almost time for bed. It's 9:30 right now. So this is Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network with a good friend, Blake Yarborough from Capital Concepts. And we're talking about really creating wealth, right? And wholesaling is good, and it's a great place to start. And flipping is great, too. We all need to flip a little. You're flipping some. We've come to understand that we want one flip a month, right? It'll feed our agents. It'll feed everything going on here. So we're just going to try and do one flip a month. We got our first 2 lined up, and we'll just keep rolling with a flip. And you were talking about setting the market. So we're going to jump into that a little bit. So we're looking at one right now. We're about to get it under contract, and we're buying it for 102. Needs $60,000 worth of work. Right now, it's worth $225. It's going to be a 3-month rehab. It'll be on the market come spring. I ran my numbers at $239. I just said I think we'll set the market here at $239. It still works under 70% at the $225, but I'm like, hey man, at $239, I think we have a real good deal here. So as this market keeps going up, you're able to push the market, like you're saying. You're setting the market.
Well, a couple other examples. I got a deal right now. Got a contract on it. It's up in Cypress area. And when I bought it, I thought, maybe 260 or something.
Yep.
But it's a unique neighborhood, unrestricted, half acre. It's got extra storage buildings, stuff like that. We threw it up there over 300. We took a $300,000 offer a handful of months later. Also, there's another one, Dayton, that was a piece of junk house. We put about $80,000 into it. And I was thinking about listing 179, 189. That's what the hard money appraisal originally was, right in that price point. Mm-hmm. We listed it 229, took a 219 with 100,000 down. You know,
that's a nice one. So let me just kind of go and let me just clarify a few things. To qualify, you got to be at 70, 75%, wherever you're at. Got to be prepared to bring a little money to the table. We know all this stuff with hard money. And so the hard money appraisal is going to give you the price today with the repairs. But the bonus in being in an accelerated appreciation market is by the time you put this thing on the market in 4 months, you can pick up another 10% on the deal, and you're talking about much, much more. You're talking about 20% bonuses on that. So if you can find them, flip them. Yep.
And, I've got a few selections that we're doing, and we're doing some bang up. And I'm not putting cheap granite. I'm putting like level 3 and level 4 granites in there. Like
sure, not
White
wrong
Galaxy.
with that.
Got my grays.
Better for Micah.
Yeah, and we're really doing a bang up job on these houses, and some of them we're putting all new windows in even. But it's, there's low inventory, and you put a great house out there, somebody's willing to pay for it.
I was working for the hedge funds in Southern California in 2012 and 2013, 2014. Mm-hmm. And in 2013, that market went up 35% in 13 months. So if your flip went long, you made more money.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we're going to see 35% appreciation over 13 months here, but we're seeing some big numbers.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be afraid about getting in this market if you have the experience, if you have the know-how, if you're working with the good guys like Blake and Sean over at Capital Concepts. What else you got going on? So you got some rentals. You're thinking about doing some more flips, picking up some more rentals.
Well, my wife, I'm 50. I'm not ready to quit. I'll always will and deal. And my wife's like, win. Mm-hmm. So we're kind of throwing up there to like 200, maybe a number.
200 doors?
Houses.
Houses, okay.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting at about 125 right now is what I'm sitting on. And I might just go ahead and try to, in 2019, I kept 20 houses. So I might, I've done 10 or 15 time and time again.
I'm sorry, there's a sexual predator in our hallway right there. You're going to need to get out of the building. Please, Megan's Law is in effect here.
That's terrible.
He's playing a joke on me, and I don't appreciate it.
All right. Anyway, we'll move on past that.
We're going to cut
But
all
I
that
don't
out.
even know
Mark
what
that
we're
in.
talking about.
Yeah, mark that out. Sorry.
But no, I think I'm going to just go ahead and keep on buying some houses. I may not buy another, 75 houses. I might buy another 20 or 30. I don't have the drive I did 10, 12 years ago. I don't want to do what I did, but it's also something that works, and some people are choosing multifamily, but I like the liquidity in houses, and that's something people don't normally talk about.
I agree, but boy, I forget the guy's last name. The casino developer, Sheldon, I think Adelstein or something like that,
Yeah.
just passed away. He built the Bellagio at 73, right? So I'm like, there is a lot on the other side of that. You're 50,
No.
there's still a good 30, 40 real years, right? And then who knows what technology is coming up with in medical advancement. So,
I just don't know if I want to get into development. And so I don't need to anymore at this point,
I've told Jason the same thing.
I
I don't mind doing infill and throwing up a 4-unit. I think that's smart.
My little 13-year-old son, they listen to you, right?
Yep.
And one time I was like, Holden, first of all, his name's Holden Cash.
I love it.
So,
Absolutely.
so
Jeez.
you're a redneck if you're messing with their name. Anyway, I said, Holden, should I start buying commercial properties, commercial buildings? I don't know, Dad. Maybe you should. That's how you lose money. You should stick to what you know.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then it's funny how they listen, even on the deer stuff. We're talking about genetics. If you put one poor genetic deal in there, that brings down the, So now he's a genetic expert too. But it's kind of neat how they
but he's
listen to
listening.
you.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
No, but the big picture is, the rates are extremely low. They're lower, they're sickly low. I always work off. I don't know how many numbered nerds are listening, but I like factors, right? 6% is about.
There are a lot of number nerds listening.
All right,
just so
6% is about $600 a month. 4.375 is about $500 a month on a 30-year fix. Well, 3.5 is about $450, $449. Yep. So it's just kind of, it's because sometimes, if I finance a $200,000 loan, then okay, I know at 3.5, then it would be close to $900 plus taxes, insurance. So. I just like those factors, and I like to play with them. I just refied 54 of my properties last month, and pulled all that cash out and stuff. And with the lower rates, I put them all on 15 and 20-year M's. And with the lower rates, it still only made a couple $1,000 difference to me when it was all said and done. And
but you're set up for the future.
Well, in 5 years, I can do it all over again.
You pull some money out, you can raise the rents. Absolutely. Hey, we're with our good friend here at Blake,
Yarborough.
rancher extraordinaire, deer whisperer, and he's with Capital Concepts. Why don't you give him the information one more time, please?
All right. The information is check us out online at 4smartmoney.com. That's the number 4smartmoney.com. Or else you can call either 972-573-9200 for my Dallas office, or local Houston office 713-651-9500, or toll free at 877-651-9500.
Fantastic. Make sure you guys reached out to Blake and his team over there. They're awesome. Hey, we're going to be back. Last segment, anything you want to cover?
Knee surgery?
Yeah, I had them both done.
Did you?
Not replacements. I had them both scopes a long time ago.
I've had 2 scopes in the last year and a half, and now this partial knee replacement.
I'm always in pain.
Yep.
I can't kneel. It hurts. Not that I do a lot of that.
Yeah.
Anything you want to cover? Any new employees? Any new loan officers? Anything like that?
Nah.
Okay, let's take that model where we're gonna buy, hold 5 years, refly. There's a lot of in between. We'll cover that. Or bring us in.
You know, if somebody's 5 years from retirement, buy a bunch of houses and put on 15-year nets. 5 years later, sell half, pay off the other half.
That's exactly what we're gonna cover. Hey, this is Robert with Texas Real Estate Radio Network with my friend Blake here. We're talking about some strategy for you guys who are maybe within 10 years of retirement, got good job, got good FICO, got some cash, and you were talking about. So go ahead and take them through because it's a little. There's some little caveats to the program. Everyone knows our program. 10 houses, stupid, right? Just go buy 10 houses. At the end of 5 years, you can refi, reap the harvest, or you can pay off half and keep them. But you've got some tweaks to that model. So talk to us about a 30-year term versus a 15-year term.
And I'll throw a 20-year in there too,
Sure.
just to know the factors. All right, so a little background. I'm, a master's degree in finance, certified financial planner designation, all these things. I haven't sold products in 20 years, It's just I'm showing finance. I'm a numbers nerd, right? So back in 2009, when I first was buying real estate and I was getting these local portfolio loans, I was afraid of what if, the market just dumped, and what if it does it again? How am I going to protect myself if it crashes?
Sure.
Well, so on a 30-year fixed, it only pays down about 4 or 5%. Okay? On a 20-year fixed, it pays down about 15%. But on a 15-year note, it pays down about 25%.
Wow.
So the market dipped 20%, I would be upside down in both the 30-year and 20-year note, which would be a huge crash for Texas, but I would still be okay to be able to refi on the 15-year note. So that's when I started looking at the 15-year AMs.
Yep.
All right, so then the financial side started looking at it. So let's say somebody's 5 years from retirement. Okay, you buy, Jason's heard me say it a lot of times, I think you have as well. Every 2 houses I buy 5 years into a 15-year note, I can sell one, pay off the other one. Rough numbers look something like this. You finance a $75,000 loan on a house that's worth $100,000. 5 years from now, it basically pays down 25% to, really it might be $55,000, $56,000 right there, which is 25% of 75. But in 5 years, real estate commissions aside, it's reasonable, especially in this kind of market, where a $100,000 house might be worth $110,000 in 5 years.
I would assume more at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yep.
So if you sell one house at 110, pay off the underlying 55, then you can pay off your other house for 55, and you got 5. And you do it 10 houses, you got 5 free and clear in 5 years. You're good.
Give me the difference in the PI on a 15 and a 30.
I'll give you the exact numbers. Give me one
Awesome.
second.
Let's keep that model, that $75,000 loan.
Okay, we're doing on a $75,000 loan. Okay. Sorry, I'm too cheap to pay for the ads, so I've got
No,
ads
that's
running.
okay, man. This is the meat.
Here we go. Clear. Nope. $75,000 loan. Present. Let's just do the 3.5. Now, a 15-year note is a lower interest rate, but I'm just going to leave interest rate fixed. Okay, interest rate on a 30-year note at $75,000 is 3.36. If you go 20-year, it's 4.34, so $100 difference. 15-year, 5.36. So that works out exactly. It's right at $200 difference. It might be a few dollars cheaper, but so instead of making $400 cash flow a month, let's say, you might make $200 a month cash flow, but the other principal $200, you technically make a higher rate of return with the principal pay down than you will on the cash flow. But my deal is, myself, I still have my day job. I still have my income. So that's a forced savings account for me. Yes, it's taking $200 cash out.
Let's keep going. So it's, what was it again?
536.
536. What's taxes on a $100,000 property? $3,000.
It's 2,500.
Okay, so 2,500. Another $200 for taxes. And what are we doing on insurance? on that?
$75.
Plus
Okay.
75.
Okay, so 275.
So if you're at the
815, 816.
you're still cash flowing. I'll even throw property management in there. You're still cash flowing anywhere from 150 to 250 bucks.
Yeah.
You're still making the cash.
Right.
But we're accelerating the pay down on that. Love it.
And then all of a sudden you look up and you're like, hey, I got a lot of equity there. And you pull it out and you do
Yep.
it all over again and go. Or kids' education. You know, it's like a guy, my bookkeeper in my office, he just had another baby.
Right.
I'm getting him, he's done one flip. He's about to buy another house from me. He's got a couple little girls. I'm like, buy a house for each one of them, put them on 15-year notes. That pays for college.
Or a couple deer.
Or a couple, yeah, or a couple deer.
That's awesome.
But no, I mean, that's how you do college planning. Somebody else pays
Yeah,
for
sure.
it. And if you do it another route too, that's fine. But if nothing else, that kid has a free and clear house.
Yeah, and we bring people into the mastermind. We're like, hey, you've got to get off the Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey mindset. It's about producing wealth and producing income now.
They're good at getting you out of debt,
Yep,
but they're not good at creating wealth.
they're not.
But even Dave Ramsey invested in real estate.
Yep, of course. Yeah. So does Susie, right? So we've got to start thinking about that. And I think that strategy, especially if you're 55 and plus, that becomes really important to do.
I'm glad you didn't say 50 plus, because
No, I'm 53, so I said, it made it sound like I got
it's always
time.
going to be 54 or more.
Yeah,
I
that's
got it.
right. And you guys in-house, you cover all that. You can get a 15, you can get a 20, you can get a 30, you can get a 1 year, you can get all that good stuff,
Yeah,
right?
we can cater the loan to whatever they need.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and give them that information one more time.
Once again, our website is 4smartmoney.com. That's the number 4smartmoney.com. Our toll-free number is 877-651-9500. One thing I want them to understand, though, is we do less than 5% owner-occupied loans. Our niche is investors.
Yes.
We have every loan product out there, from hard money to securitized money to portfolio, all that. We have venues to send those to. So, am I your best FHA guy? No.
Yeah.
Okay, but we are specialists in what we do, and you know, once again, that's just another differentiating point versus a street corner local banker or whatever.
Sure. Facebook ad.
Yeah, right. Yep. The amount of products we have for people. So,
and I think you guys take the time to sit down and figure out the best course of action for folks and lay out their options. I think a lot of people, the internet is very empowering, but it does set people out into an ocean with very little direction. And sitting down with you guys, and again, I know Sean personally, sitting down with someone like Sean and just going over your options is insanely valuable.
Well, and then, you know, everybody's a salesperson, right? So
Yep.
salespeople are only going to sell what they have to sell. So if they don't have hard money, they're going to talk trash about hard money.
Of course.
If they don't have they're going to talk about. But non-QM loans, a lot of these other mortgage companies don't have any idea about those.
They don't even know what they are.
Right,
Yep.
right. So being able to have all of those in our quiver, so to speak, is really helpful for our clients. And like you said, we can look at something and say, oh, I'm having difficulty qualifying this way. And then we flip it to this, we get the deal done.
That's excellent. Hey, Blake, we really want to thank you for coming in tonight. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Make sure you check out our good friend here, number 4, smartmoney.com. This has been Robert Orfino here with Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. See you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
First time.
You know, I'm